Okay, so as we come down to the floor, just take a moment as we just journey through our koshas of feeling the physical body. So there might be a little bit of movement that wants to come in that just connects you to your body. So one of the ones intuitively coming in might be drawing the thighs into the chest, just giving the body a little hug, either with hands on the shins or hands on the back of the thighs. Just taking a moment to roll a little bit from left to right. Let's do a little circle as we keep the legs at a distance that feel good for you. So it might be hip width, and we're just going to circle the legs in one direction. And just feel how you're rolling through the back body, just letting that pressure of the legs coming up towards the chest to add a little bit of weight through the body to ground you into the floor. And go the other direction as well. Let your breath pair with the movement. You might find as the thighs come towards you, the belly deflates and it creates a little bit more space for you to receive the thighs, the legs towards you. And as the legs move away, you might inhale. But if a different breath comes in, feel free to let that unfold for you. And we're just going to extend arms and legs in the air. Just give a few ankle and wrist circles. And just let the limbs take on this space in the air. So we're just letting any blood that's been pooling or lymph that's been pooling into the lower body, the lower limbs, let it have a chance to flow up the body. So we're just kind of increasing fluidity, releasing any stagnation. So we're just going both directions, and then just see if the arms want to shake, maybe the legs, a little wiggle. Okay, so we're going to go up and roll over to the side, and then just come up and do a few spinal waves just on either hands and knees or elbows and knees, just to let the spine release. So see if the hands want to rest under the shoulders, if you want to be on your elbows under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Just take a moment to exhale. Let all the breath release as you start from the pelvis, just rounding up through the spine. Starting from the lower back, the middle back, pressing the elbows or the hands into the floor to release and open shoulder blades. Relax the head. And then just go back into inhalation, feeling the pelvis move the lower back, the rib cage open, the gaze softly come forward, and just let yourself move through the spinal wave. And I want to alter this a little bit in the sense of the intention of the practice. So we can start by moving through the pelvis here. We had a little awareness of feeling some tightness around the shoulder blades, below the shoulder blades. So I just want you to feel your shoulder blades create the movement. So just see if you can find a flat back. And then as you inhale, I want you to see if you can squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then as you exhale, see if you can pull the shoulder blades apart. And so just allowing this intention of where we're initiating the movement from. How does this change this exploration? So we had an intention of starting at the pelvis in the first one, ending in the head. And now we're letting the movement be initiated by the shoulder blades. So as we squeeze them together, we can feel the chest open, a little bit of an extension. And as we exhale, we expand. Just going to go back and forth here. We're going to go into, from here, a little downward dog. So just bringing the hands some farther forward, spreading the fingers, tucking the toes under. Inhale, exhale, letting the pelvis rise. Just coming up, we had a little awareness about feeling a release in our calves today here in person. Notice if you want to breathe and walk it out a little bit. Widen the shoulder blades. Feel the pressing of the fingers and the thumb into the floor. And then seeing if maybe even one leg wants to come up. Do you want to just have a little play here for a moment? You might even look over. So I've lifted my right leg and I'm looking over my right arm. I'm just letting my right leg open up. Just feeling something that's coming in for me. Let your breath guide you. Listen to the intuitive wisdom coming and arising from within. Might sense that you want to create a little bit of movement. Maybe there's even a plank that wants to come in to feel a little bit more energy, and then move up into downward dog. Just giving a little space here for you to check in with yourself on what's needed. Just doing one or two more flows here. Good. Yeah, and when you're ready, you're just going to pause in child's pose. So just taking a moment just to come down towards the floor, reaching the arms forward. No rush. And as we bring in a few movements here to release body, so we're going to walk arms over to the side just to do a little lateral release. Just moving the spine in all directions. You stay there for as long as you want, and then you pass over to the other side. And I want to do an invitation, if it feels okay, to also go into a little twist here to release the back. So as you have your arms coming into center, you might lift up just a little bit and slide your left arm underneath your right and just come in and do a little twist to thread the needle. Your right arm and stay extended on the floor. You can even roll open. You do a little twist of leaning that left arm, left shoulder into the floor, the side of the skull, and maybe you twist. Maybe the right arm comes up into the air. Maybe it rests on the lower back. When we do twists, we can release the whole spine. Come back, center when you're ready. And then inhale, exhale. Allow your right arm to thread through. Left arm can extend up. You can also lean that right arm into the floor, open the chest, and maybe the right arm chooses to extend in the air or rest on your lower back. And you find a little turning of opening your chest from the floor upward. You'll know when you feel ready to come out of that. So take your time, no rush. Just wanting to release the skull and the scalp fascia. And so this is invitational as everything is. If it doesn't feel good, you can pause. You can also go back into a downward dog. We are going to come back lying on our backs in a moment. So you could always go there first. But you can have your hands beside the shins and the knees. And then you're going to bring your forehead to the floor. And you're going to inhale. And as you exhale, you might even just roll across the forehead from the third eye center up to the hairline. And some of you might want to even go up onto the top of the head. Now, if you check in with yourself, I know for me, I like to practice on 2 mats. So sometimes I've only got 1 here, but normally when I'm practicing at home, I have 2. We have quite a hard floor in the studio. So I usually take my mat and fold it up and double it when I go into this one. So you can exhale on the way up. Inhale as you come down, or vice versa. Just see if being on the top of the skull might release any strain. Just coming in down through the neck as well. The scalp fascia feeds into the neck, the upper back. Okay, you'll take your time to pause there. Stay there for as long as you want. Sometimes we don't realize the tension that we have in our face, in our skull, across the eyebrow. We're gonna then, no rush, come down and we're gonna flow down through a little bit of a plank and let the inner elbows gather in as we come all the way down to the floor. Let your arms come down beside you for a moment. We're just going to bring the chin on the floor or the forehead. We're just going to do a little bit of back strengthening and release here. So we're going to exhale, just pressing the pelvis down into the floor, the sides of the hip, the top of the thighs. Inhale, lifting and lengthening up through the torso. The head follows the spine, the gaze stays down. Just hovering here for a moment. Inhale, exhale, lower back down. We're going to do that a couple more times. We're going to exhale, feeling the lower belly draw back towards the spine, widen the sacrum as you press your pelvis, top of the thighs into the floor, maybe hip bones, and feel if you can allow the torso and the head to just float up. Some of you might even feel the knees and the shins and the feet want to float up to come into full Shalabhasana or locust pose. You can come down. And then one more time, rooting into the floor. Letting whatever wants to lift and lengthen through torso, head, legs come off the floor. Okay, then we're going to come down, bring the arms up, let the forearms come up to the top of the mat. Let your forehead rest onto the back of the hands. You're going to lift your shins and your feet up, and we're just going to rock the legs, the pelvis from left to right. Once that feels complete, you're going to come back down with the legs, lifting the arms so that they're coming straight ahead of you. So they're shoulder width apart on the mat, palms down. And we're just going to feel just a little bend to the elbows. So just let the hands slide back just ever so slightly. And then as you inhale, exhale, let the lower belly drop back towards the spine. Press the pelvis, the hip bones into the floor. Let the torso start to lift and lengthen in the head, and then press the palms of the hands into the floor. So the whole arm comes off the floor. So just the palms of the hands, the pelvis, the legs. We release the shoulders down. So this is a middle back, so around shoulder blades, just below shoulder blades, a really nice release here. This is coming into a modified version of Cobra. It's called Seal Pose. And then you can slowly come back down. The elbows are going to widen out to the side. Then we're going to try that again. So some of you might do the exact same thing. Some of you might want to get a little bit more release there. So you just bring the hands a tiny bit towards you. Elbows are still out to the side. Exhale. Pelvis leans into the floor. Sit bones reach back. Pressing the hands. And as the elbows gather in, they drop down into the mat. And you want to see if they want to stack underneath the shoulders. Keep internally rotating your thighs on this one so that you keep widening the lower back and the sacrum. No crunching there. Press the elbows into the floor. Let the shoulders down away from the ears as you widen your collarbones. Just coming into Sphinx. This is a great one to release just below the shoulder blades. Feeling the lower belly lift, upper belly, the heart, sternum, maybe even a little energy at the top of the head. And you'll know when you're ready to come down. Good. You might let the forehead come down onto the back of the hands again. You might lift up the legs, let the shins and feet wiper in the air. Sometimes the head wants to turn to the side. Instead of having the forehead on the back of the hands, you just take note of that. And whenever that's complete, you're going to release the legs. You're going to extend one arm. You're going to roll onto your back. And we're just going to end here with releasing the back and the hips a little bit. So as you come down, just let yourself land. Maybe a breath out the mouth. A little purslet breath. Sigh. You might just have some stillness with the legs straight or with the knees bent. My legs are wanting to wiper a little bit from left to right. So just take note, is there movement that wants to come in? Do the thighs want to draw back up and give your legs a hug into Apanasana? And we're going to keep, as we bring the feet to the floor when you're ready, knees are going to be bent. We're going to end in going into figure 4. So we're just going to draw one leg up towards us. You notice if there's one hip that's maybe speaking a little bit more, you choose. You're just going to circle that leg in the air. So I'm starting with my leg closest to camera, which for me is my left. And you're just going to circle, rolling around through the thigh, the ball, the hip socket in one direction. Other foot has a leaning quality into the floor as you switch and go the other direction. And then you're going to draw that leg in, externally rotate it, put the ankle of that leg that you draw in onto the opposite thigh. So we're just going to go into figure 4. I've just slipped the chip foam block under my head, so you might support the head. Other option here is to support the pelvis. Sometimes that lifts the pelvis so that when the legs come towards you, if you choose to lean that ankle into the thigh and elevate your legs up, some of you will grab hold the back of the thigh to hold here to release that bent leg away from you, to open and release the abductors. You can go into that extension through the leg, up into the air. See for how long one side wants you to hold it for. When you're ready, you can release, take a moment of pause. Just noticing that pause that we spoke about today and integrating the wisdom body, that interoceptive awareness. Notice the felt sense as you bring the other leg up, circling through the hip. Just creating some range of motion and fluidity once again in both directions. And then bringing that other leg into a figure four. Choosing if you want to bring the leg up to you, interlace behind the thigh. Yeah. Maybe the foot stays on the floor. Maybe that one leg elevates and lengthens. I've got my right ankle on my left thigh and my left leg is lengthened. When you lengthen the leg, you can reach up through all aspects of the heel, the inner, the outer, the back, even the front of the heel that folds into the inner arch. And then you can feel that lengthening, that unfurling of the leg. And notice the up with the heel and the down with the pelvis, that side of the hip. It's a really nice release through the whole leg, but also into the pelvis. Take as long as you want to hold that. When it's ready to release, just check in if you want to do a spinal twist on the floor, maybe widening the feet a little bit more. Some of you might want to come into baby pose and just grab hold of the feet or the ankles or the back of the thigh. But there might be something else that's resonating for you. So just take note. We're just coming in to complete your practice. And then take a position once you've completed your practice. Maybe it's lying flat on the floor, maybe it's a bolster underneath the legs with the legs extended. You might place the bolster under the knee and the lower thigh just above the knee. You might feel the knees want to be bent. Some of you might even have a wall that you want to turn and put your legs up the wall or put them on a chair. Take note that integration through your body, through your breath, through the mind and the emotions, the wisdom that arises, and the connection to your true self. Just allowing some space as we honor all of these facets of ourselves. Just allowing this exploration, this time to reconnect and release. Just provide some moments of silence for a couple minutes. Taking your time to just feel your breath slowly flowing in to the body. And let your awareness watch your inhale and your exhale. Allow yourself to experience how your body responds to the breath. How are you responding to the inhale and the exhale? Maybe the pause in between the inhale and the exhale, or the exhale and the inhale. Take some time to see if your legs were bent, if you want to extend them, or maybe the arms want to reach overhead. Just want to create a little bit of tension in the body. Maybe offer a little release after the yawn is coming in. So just offering that invitation of a yawn. See if creating a little tension and release wants to come in a couple times. And roll over to one side, rest there for a breath or two or three. And then we're just going to come up and sit to end the practice together. Take note how you feel. Maybe the hands are on the legs, maybe they come into that mudra, Anjali, or the thumbs rest on the chest. Or maybe there's one hand on the heart and the other hand on top in Hridaya. Whatever is needed for you, just taking a moment to feel your body, your breath, your mind, and the wisdom within you. And your true self, this integration of all facets of your being, of the koshas. So you feel this embodied presence here as we end our time together today. Taking in a couple more breaths. As the eyes slowly start to open if they've been lowered and the head comes up. So nice to share practice with you all online and with you in person.